Good day, viewers and subscribers of AVG News. My name is Mxolisi, the son of Ncube. Um, I am back to talk about visas, which seems to be the most sought after topic by our subscribers. So we've had questions about those who want to return home because they believe that they will not qualify for the Zimbabwe exemption permit. So they want to know if there is any provision put in place by the Zimbabwean government to enable them to carry their goods through the border without being expected to pay duty or without being required to pay duty. We have many Zimbabweans who have been working here for the past 11 to 12 years during the era of the Zimbabwe exemption permit. Some of them, not because of the non-renewal of the permits, but because they believe that they've had enough of South African life and they therefore want to relocate or to return home rather. So they've been asking us if the government has in place provisions for them to be exempted from paying duty with their property. So we have spoken to officials from the Zimbabwean consulate and the embassy, and this is what we want to talk about today. But before I go ahead, let me ask you again to subscribe to this channel, to like this video, and to share it, especially with those that you believe may be interested in this information, because it goes beyond the needs of those that are applying for the Zimbabwe or to move from the Zimbabwe exemption permit to any other permit. So we have spoken to officials, and this is what we've been given. There has not been any written down provision for Zimbabweans who are carrying their property back home to be exempted from paying duty. But now, what we've been told is that there have been so many inquiries in that regard, and they're being considered. So the government is considering providing this kind of a favor to Zimbabweans who are returning home or those who want to send their property home following the possibility that they may not be granted any other visas after the expiry of the ZEP on the 31st of December. So the officials have received such inquiries, and they're considering allowing Zimbabweans who will be traveling home to be exempt from duty. It may be a partial exemption, which takes into consideration some types of goods to avoid smuggling, of course, but nothing has been agreed on yet, but that is a possibility. But what we've been told is that on an individual basis, you can go to the consulate to plead your case, tell them that I've been here for such and such a time, and this is the property that I have. I want to go back home, or I want to send this property home because of the uncertainty regarding the Zimbabwe exemption permit and its possible renewal or any provision for any other permits after the expiry of the Zimbabwe exemption permit. So they will look into your case, and then before they take a particular decision as government, which may be blanket, they may then, looking at your case and your ability to pay duty, then they will take a decision based on that. This is what we've been told, because there's been no official government position on how to deal with this kind of an issue, because there's been no such cases before, or there's been no prevalence of such cases before. So we will continue to engage with the consulate and the Zimbabwean embassy to try and find out the latest, if ever they've decided on that. But we'll also talk to the Zimbabwean government back home to try and maybe speed up and try and have them maybe consider that or speed up the decision on this, because you will remember that we're already on the 1st of June today, and we are left with less than 6 months before the expiry of the Zimbabwe exemption permit or the expiry of the moratorium that was given to holders of the Zimbabwe exemption permit. Yes, there are still consultations that are going on between governments, not only of Zimbabwe, but of the SADC region and the South African government, in as far as documenting SADC residents or SADC citizens, rather, that are based in South Africa, conducting work, conducting business, and even living here, to find a way of documenting them without further burdening the South African economy, especially the employment space, because of the continuing shrinking of the South African economy. So this is where we are right now. The government has heard your cries, but a decision is yet to be made, and they haven't made that kind of a decision as yet. So we will continue again to engage, to try and find any new information in as far as this issue is concerned. So continue to come to this channel, continue to remain subscribed, continue to press the notification button so that when this happens and we post about it, you are not misled by those who want to take away your money, those who want to make an easy living out of your desperation. So this is the position right now. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video and share it. And then there are two questions here. It's from Nelson Mashanda. Please, our case, we want to go home following a legal working life in SA. Okay, he's one of those who have been living here legally and they would rather want to go back home. There are so many Zimbabweans who want to go back home. Of course, the situation back home is not inviting enough, but there are some who would want to go there and try, not because they are scared of Tutula, not because of this permit issue, but because they've had enough of South African life. You know that some Zimbabweans have been here for decades, and now there are opportunities back home. For some of them, they've found some opportunities. There's farming, there's goat rearing, like poor goats rearing. So some of them would want to go back home and try a new life, because the South African economy itself is taking a huge knock every day. And the hope that people came here with is shrinking by the day, because even South Africans themselves are finding life tough. This turning of the anger to the vulnerable people like migrants is just a desperate attempt to survive in a country which on its own has got a failing economy, should I say, because the South African economy has been going down for the past decade or so. So Zimbabweans are realizing that they are feeling the pinch, and most of them are even working for only rent. They cannot afford to make ends meet as they used to. So many of them would rather go back home and toil back home, because there is security there. There is assurance that you are in your own country. The cost of living, in as far as rent is concerned, is lower than people are required to pay in South Africa. And then Nelson is asking again another question. Please engage for us and come up with a valid answer before it's too late, so we can make informed decisions. Really, if taxed on our goods, it means finding whatever ways to remain in SA. Okay, yeah, this is some of the information that we took to the consulate when we spoke to them, the officials there, and they already have this kind of information and they're engaging on it. Even the ambassador, the Zimbabwean ambassador to South Africa, is already engaging the government in as far as this is concerned. So thank you very much. We'll be back again with hopefully more information on the Zimbabwe exemption permit, or those that are seeking to travel back home. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share it.